Today we are joined by Kilian Delorme of Kamahu. He's the founder, and based in Brittany, the company looks at farm management software for aquaculture. Kilian, thank you very much for joining us today.
Hello, everybody.
It's great to have you. So I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit more about Kamahu and about your products.
Okay. So Kamahu is a small company from Brittany, west part of France, the Celtic part of France, and so we need to go back to 2012, where we had to work for a small group of trout farmers, 5 or 6, who needed to have on real time look at the stocks, at the biomass, and forecasts. Every 8 weeks they needed to spend a lot of time to do forecasts, and after a few days forecasts were wrong because they were whether more mortalities or the growth was different as predicted. So it was quite complicated for them, and we designed what was at that time the first SaaS, software as a service, for fish farming. So it was a specific service, and it's now commercialized. And we have farmers who use it daily to track the activities of their farm. So they can have a continuous updating of the biomass through recording the movements between the ponds or cages and so on. Yeah. The feedings, of course, the samplings, weight samplings, and they record the mortalities as well. So that's a very common tool. So we replace Excel sheets. They key in movements, feedings, weight sampling, as mortalities, water parameters, and after they get inventories about the biomass, the feeds, the treatments, recommendations, feeding recommendations, or when do they have to replenish the stocks, performance key indicators about the growth, the comparison, the FTR, consolidation over the sites or through product tips, if it's small fish, bigger fish, middle fish, and so on, fillets. Automatic reporting. We have some people who have a few farms who can be not close one to each other, so they can get an automatic report of the activities every day. They have there is a remote access for consultants or vets or plants. Of course, reliable forecasts and exports, and another feature which is important is the traceability. Of course, there is different user profiles, and we try to integrate innovation, so to update the software on a continuous basis. That means that the people use the same service, but we update it with new feature every time.
Yeah, so it's always improving, and it seems like there's a huge amount of data collected. So it really helps farmers just to make decisions and keep themselves informed. It's great.
Yes, the farmers drive the development. Actually, they tell us their needs, and we develop the features that they need. And so the main goal is to not to waste time, and to make easier the management of the farm, and to let the Excel mess by side. So because when you need to calculate performance about 20 pounds for 6 months last year, it's impossible to do it per hand. So you need a specific software. And what we are doing is we switch slowly from cloud computing into mining data, because as you said, we try to interpret the data to make more sense than just record data. So to be able to get specific growth models, to do a benchmark upon the years, and so on.
Fantastic. Yeah, so there's a great comparison there as well between the years. Yeah. And tell me, so why is this of interest to Irish aquaculture producers, let's say?
Yes, first of all, we are independent, so we care about the needs of the farmers. So that's the farmers who drive the development. We have no other interest that the interest of the farmers. So I think it's a point that is important. It's very intuitive. That means that for those who want to jump, who are still with Excel and who want to jump slowly and without cost into the IT world, I think we managed to keep it simple, and it's without cost. We have a few farmers who produce 10 tons of fish a year. So 10 tons, that's not a lot. And I think there are a few farmers like that in Ireland, I guess. And it's a warranty of continuous innovation as well. We can adapt it to new regulation, and the environment of our customers is that one. And I think it's the same in Ireland. We observe association of aqua farms around plants, and these associations need consolidation of data. Second, the marketing with the retail industry makes traceability essential, and the ability to react quickly is a key factor. After that, we can observe scattered farms, and it generates on real-time remote reporting needs. And handily, I would say that forward sales cannot be relevant without reliable planning and appropriate tools. So, and I think that's this environment that we have here in Brittany and in France, but in other places in the world, I think that's more or less the same in Ireland. So these needs for the aquaculture industry are the same, and we can have and the small farmers, when I say small, that's the one who produce not so much tons, so many tons. They have exactly the same needs as the big farms. So that's why we try to have pricing regarding the tonnage.
Okay, so it seems like a very customer-focused product, really. Like it's very much created for farmers' needs.
Yes, actually, we never lose any customer. So, and the first one I've been using the service for almost 10 years now.
Wow.
So that's not the same service because it evolves, but
it's always evolving.
But yes, we are very customer focused. That's only their interest counts for us.
That's fine. It's great. It's great to hear as well. And tell me, is this commercially available now?
Yes, of course.
Yes, it is.
Yes. There is absolutely no engagement, so we bill monthly or quarterly or yearly. But if they want to stop, they stop to pay, and the data remains the ownership of the farmers. So we don't own the data. They can change it, they can delete it, they can export it. We are only focused on their way to use the service and how to develop the best features.
Yeah, and that sort of leads me into my next question. So, how does this compare to other products on the market?
Actually, aquaculture in our Western countries remain, I would say, a niche market. It can be very important in terms of for service specific reasons that makes aquaculture very important, but there is not so many farmers, so there are not so many tools. When you talk with a farmer, they can tell you they know about 1-2 tools, but I never met some that can tell me, oh, there is these 4 or 5 or 6 tools. So it's very small market, and we do more or less the same thing. So what we have maybe is that we have a great feedback, we have experience. Maybe in terms of pricing, we are below the average, the quality of support, and I think that we manage to keep it simple. It's very important. We have users who are about 60, who key in with one or two fingers, who don't know what is a new URL, and they're happy with the service because it does what they need. So I think that's a good point. Another point is that we are agnostic from all materials. So we don't sell materials, we only do software, and we try to integrate data coming from connected machines, connected sensors, etc. And I think that it will be in the future, it will be something that will be important. That means more communication, because the farmers doesn't want to switch from one cloud to another. They want to have one service, and as we can't do everything, we try to gather information coming from all the clouds, and so we try to remain not to make the promotion of that material, but on the contrary, to integrate the information through API, application program interface, which are quite common today.
Great. So you're sort of consolidating everything farmers already have. Like there's no need to buy new equipment or anything like that.
Yes, that's it. Most of them have already sensors for the temperature or the dissolved oxygen and so on. And these data are very important to adapt adapt the best feedings quantities. If you have a difference of 2 degrees, that's important, and the quantity that you should feed, it's not the same. So we try to get the data from the sensors, because there is the cloud of the sensor company, and if they provide an API, we integrate it into our service, and we use this data with the feeding table to make requirements, for example.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting, and that's a great way to go about it, instead of asking farmers to buy a whole new set of equipment just to use your software. It's really simple.
The equipment can be costly, and it doesn't make sense to come and say, oh, but no, you have to change from equipment. No, the equipments are already there, and we try to work with them.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And tell me, so what's the next stage of development now for Kamahu and your products?
Actually, now we are working on machine learning. That's in specific business cases. One is for frog hatchery. We are working with scans to detect the maturity of the frogs, the female. We will do the same to detect the size of the caviar eggs for sturgeon farms. And we started to work with videos as well, to detect the stress, automatically detect the stress of a bat. So we do machine learning. We will next year couple the service with the blockchain for the one who would like to use a blockchain. We learned this week that we were selected to integrate the business incubation center of the European Space Agency. That's a great news for us, because we will be able to add some satellite imagery and satellite data, what we wanted to do for a long time, but we have now the opportunity to add data about the chlorophylls, water surface temperature, and after we will couple that with the current tides, high of waves, and so on. So that's a great news. And of course, we have a lot of specific features, small features, but that are required by the users in order to enhance the service, so that we do on a continuously basis. And we need to enhance the mobile aspect of the service. So that's the main thematic we are working on at that time.
A lot of developments coming down the line now.
Yes.
You'll be very busy. And tell me, Kilian, just finally, if anyone wanted to find out more about Kamahu and your products, where is the best place to go?
It's very simple. There
Yeah.
is one email address. That's
Okay.
contact@kamahu.com, and I will answer, and we can make a demo. They can have a trial period. I hope I will come on site in Ireland next in spring, and so because to meet the people, to discuss, to make demos, it's always better to meet them in person, and so it's quite easy. Contact@kamahu.com.